Hi everyone, it's Artist from Man Carpentry. So we've done as far as we can outside. Just go through. We've cladded here. We cladded a little bit there as well. What I have done, I've cladded the end fully because there's only a door. So, and I wanted to get on. So we cladded this. Also, we've cladded half of that. So yeah, now I can walk on inside. I've got insulation which has come, and this time I'm going to use slightly different insulation from which I used previously, which is Celtex. Hopefully it will make process a little bit quicker and easier and less messy. So we're using hybrid insulation. So you get same thing you got to do. You've got one which goes in between studs, and then you got one which goes across, but then the only difference is you don't have to put vapor barrier because the second layer acts as a vapor barrier. So but what you have to do, you have to tape the joints of your top layer insulation, and after that you got to batten it across, just to allow for air gap. So that's what we're going to be doing on this, because there's quite a bit to do. I'm hoping that will be fairly straightforward, and I will catch up with you in a bit. Alright, so I've cut in two of these. So what I've done, I make it 10mm wider or 5mm wider, depending what you want to do. And what I'm gonna do is, what that allows me to do is to have a tighter fit. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. 5mm wider, then it sits in there, it doesn't fall out. And it's the thing you got to do though before you do it, because it comes quite squashed, so you need to pull it, stretch out to make up the width or height. And yeah, it seems to be very easy. Also, the benefits of this installation, as I see from my point of view only, obviously, are that you're gonna have less offcuts because you're using, you know, it's quite squishy, so you can put it in a bag, and you know it won't be as bad as from Celtex, because Celtex is, you know, a foam essentially, and you know it's harder to cut as well, dustier, and Celtex dust is not as good. So if it holds on to its word as specifications say, and it does what it says it does, then it's, you know, win-win situation. I think it's quicker to do, but we'll find out that as I'm doing it. But I think it will be, because you just slice it with a knife, sharp blade, and that's it, and it's cut. No saw needed, etc. And the only downside is you will have to put obviously battens, so that is obviously a bit of time and money for batten and nails. I suppose it will be a bit, I don't know, it depends how long it'll take me really, because obviously you need to account that you're gonna have to cut it in, and on this size build, I don't know, it'd probably be 2 or 3 days longer to cut in, so it might even it out. Also what I use marker pen to mark it, and then level to just cut along, and that's it. So yeah, I'll crack on and we'll see how I get on. So just a catch-up video really. So what I've done, I've set up myself a a cutting board. So I've screwed the board down to the floor, other board down onto the floor. I've marked my most common size between uprights and, you know, roof joists, roof rafters, sorry. And what I do, I tend to find easier because obviously it being slightly flexible. So what I do, I get it against this board so it's a nice straight cut. Instead of measuring individually, grab my level, put it, line it with the marks, squash it down, cut, and that's how I get my cut. So if you know that you've got, like, say 400 centers or 355 centers or whatever it is, you could do that sort of simple jig, if you like, so your cuts are the same and you don't have to measure individually. Obviously there will be some bits where you're gonna have to remeasure individually everything, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing, and hopefully that will make job go quicker, which it should, so less measuring, etc. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So this is how far I got. I'm gonna crack on. I won't be filming all of it because obviously it's just cut, repeat, and just keep going basically, because it's a bit boring for you to watch. So you can also cut a pack as it comes, if you're sure that all your studs are the same. For me, the new bit is pretty much the same because we got windows in. It sort of makes some spaces different. So what I've decided obviously to open the pack and then cut by making this jig on the floor. But you can, if your all, say, spacings are even, you can cut the pack before you open it in with the handsaw, or you know, or some or insulation saw, whichever you have. That will be fine as well. But also what you need to remember, that this foil side needs to be into the room, facing the room, not this other. That's foil as well, but it's not as thick foil, so just make sure that the thicker foil is facing the room, the shinier one. And yeah, just keep going until you're done, and then I will catch up with you when I'll be doing the second layer, and yeah, we go from there. So hope you're enjoying it, and I'll catch up with you in a bit.